Okay, let's jump right into this explainer and tackle an incredibly common pain point for developers: building attractive, state-managed UI filters from scratch. Honestly, we've all been there, right? Writing endless lines of boilerplate code just to get a few simple toggle buttons to look decent and actually behave correctly. Well, today, we're introducing the B4X DaisyFilter. It's an incredibly elegant, powerful solution in B4X that handles both the beautiful front-end visuals and all that complex back-end state management for you.
Today's roadmap is pretty straightforward. First, we'll meet the B4XDaisyFilter. Second, we'll check out the visual styles and themes. Third, we'll dive into the multi-select feature. Fourth, we'll break down sizing and layout options. And finally, we'll wrap up with handling the filter logic. Let's get right to it.
All right, part 1, meeting the B4XDaisyFilter. Let's start with the visual results. I want you to look at this and just think, yep, I want my app to look exactly like that. Because this visual proof shows exactly what you can achieve without writing a single line of boilerplate UI code. Notice how clean the layout is. Up at the top, we've got a single selection filter where the svelte option just pops in this vibrant green. Below that, we have an outline style featuring a custom all reset button. And further down, there's a seamless multi-select layout. It's modern, it's clean, and it immediately elevates your user experience.
Moving right along to part 2, visual styles and themes. This is where the aesthetic versatility really shines.
We have an impressive array of DaisyUI-inspired color variants baked straight into the designer properties. Instead of guessing hex codes, you simply grab one of these semantic tokens: neutral, primary, secondary, accent, info, success, warning, or error. Meaning, if you need a destructive filter action, you just select error, and boom, you instantly get the right visual cue. It aligns your app's UI perfectly with modern design systems.
Seeing is always better than telling, right? Just check out those stacked options. The dark gray, purple, blue, green, yellow, and red. They map perfectly to those success, warning, and error variants we were just talking about. It literally hands you instant styling superpowers. You just pick a color theme from a drop-down in the designer, and the component takes care of all the drawing, the text contrasting, and the hover states.
But colors are really just a foundation. You can easily swap out these filter style options like interchangeable Lego blocks to match your specific app theme. You can choose a solid block of color, a soft muted background, a crisp outline, a dash border, or even a transparent ghost style. If you think back to that Svelte Kit button we saw earlier, that was the outline style in action. Mixing a color variant with a filter style gives you dozens of unique combinations instantly.
Part 3, the multi-select feature. Let's talk about how the checkboxes actually function.
So here we're directly contrasting standard single select behavior with the highly requested multi-select capability. By default, the filter acts like standard radio buttons. You click one option, the previous one deselects, and the choice is stored in an active key string. But if you just toggle the multi-select boolean in the designer, the component instantly transforms. It suddenly behaves like a group of checkboxes, allowing multiple active states concurrently, which are efficiently managed under the hood using an M-selected keys map.
Now, the crucial thing here is that if you're giving users choices, you also have to give them a way to clear those choices. Even the reset button is highly customizable. You can position it on the left or the right of your options. You can change that default X symbol to custom text, like we saw with the word all. And most importantly for your code, clicking it fires a dedicated reset click event, which nicely separates the reset logic from your standard selection changes.
Next up, part 4, sizing and layout options. Time for some pixel-perfect control. This data right here is vital for your layout math. It maps the designer size tokens directly to their exact device-independent pixel, or DIP, values, all courtesy of the resolve button height DIP code block running behind the scenes. So whether you need a tiny extra small 24 dip filter for a really compact screen or a junky touch-friendly 56 dip extra large filter for a tablet, you literally just pass the string token, SM, MD, LG, and the component mathematically sizes itself perfectly. And it goes way beyond just height. You have complete architectural control over the shape. You can fine-tune the corner radius, going from sharp, rounded none edges all the way to pill-shaped, rounded full buttons. You can swap between horizontal rows or vertical stacks based on your screen orientation. And honestly, my absolute favorite feature, it packs a default 200 millisecond animation. So when a user taps a filter, the state transition isn't this harsh snap. It's a super smooth, pleasing visual crossfade.
Almost done. Part 5, Handling filter logic. Let's finally pop the hood.
Getting this into your workflow is ridiculously straightforward. Just follow these 3 simple steps. First, feed it your options. Second, configure your visual props in the designer like we just talked about. And third, catch the events. It completely demystifies the whole UI state management headache.
Look how elegantly you can pass your options. You can use a simple comma-separated string straight in the visual designer, something like svelte, svelte, view, view, react, react. The first part is your backend key, and the second part is the front-end display text. But hey, if you're pulling data from a database, you can totally set these programmatically via standard B4X maps and lists, using methods like setOptionsMap and setOptionsList. It just adapts perfectly to your data structure.
Once you finally wire up your event handler, the B4X logic catches these exact state changes flawlessly, making data retrieval seamless. The main one you're going to use is the changed event, which simply hands you a list of all currently active keys. If you need granular control, like knowing exactly which checkbox was just ticked in a multi-select setup, you grab the item changed event. And of course, the reset click event lets your app know it's time to clear the main content view. Seriously, the source code uses a couple simple toast message show calls to instantly verify these are firing perfectly.
And finally, part 6, the conclusion. Let's talk about accelerating your workflow.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Think about all those hours spent tweaking border radiuses, managing highlight colors, and tracking Boolean arrays for multi-select logic. How much faster could you build your very next app if you never had to style a custom filter from scratch again? The B4XDaisyFilter doesn't just make your app look way better. It fundamentally accelerates and revolutionizes your entire UX workflow. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go build something beautiful.